All right. What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We're going to take a look at BKKT. All right. This is Bakkt Holdings. This one was a viewer request. Okay. So if you want to see your stock in the next video, make sure to comment below. All right. We're going to start off looking here at the daily chart. Okay. Going to break down the daily chart price levels, the bullish patterns or, signals that I'm seeing currently in the stock. And then we're also going to go a little bit further and dive into the fundamentals. Okay, so make sure you stay to the end of the video because there's going to be some really good video towards the end or information towards the end. All right. First off, we're looking at my Fibonacci price levels I have. Okay. The support levels are going to be 198, 322, 419, 487, 555, 6.4, and 7.76. So if you want to, draw those on your chart or get them up for yourselves. Okay, those are the main levels I'm going to be watching, right? The first thing I want to tell you guys is that there's three stages to a reversal. Okay, there's your downtrend, then you have the consolidation phase, right? And that's currently what we're in, right? So you can see the downtrend. Here's our box consolidation, okay, as noted, right here. This is going to be our consolidation box. We're going to be waiting, okay? Essentially there's two ways to play it actually. All right. You can try to day trade and swing trade the price levels in the box consolidation, right? From the bottom to the high, or you can wait for a breakout to the upside or break down to the downside. Okay. We have price levels to take profit at on the upside and price levels to take profit at on the downside for either one of those plays. Okay. So that's the main thing I'm looking for to see if we're going to get that true reversal. All right. We got the down trend consolidation, and then here's going to be the uptrend potentially. Okay. Definitely hasn't happened yet, or it may not happen. But it's something that's setting up pretty nicely. The thing I like the most about it, okay, I want you to take a look at these two arrows right here. I want you to look at this candlestick. All right. This candlestick right here, and then this candlestick. All right. You can see here, we've tested the same level of $1.98 three times. All right. So we made a low, same low, same low. All right. So we're making consistent lows, but look at the strength. Okay. The relative strength index is what we're looking at down here, the RSI. Okay. If we look at from that low right here, okay, the RSI was super oversold. All right. In about 1819. All right. We come over, we make this low here. Look at the RSI. It's up in the 30s. Okay. We get a small little rally. Okay. Nothing major, but a small, upwards momentum. We come down and we hit this trend line. Okay. So, as the stock is not creating lower lows, okay, but it's actually just testing the same levels and going back to the same low price right around $1.98, and each time it does, the relative strength has increased dramatically, right? So that's the main thing I'm looking for. All right. Is I want to see, are we going to come back down now on the RSI and test this bullish divergence trend line? And if so, that's going to be a great opportunity for a possible swing trade, right? Because your risk reward is going to be very clearly defined. Okay. We can zoom in here. You can enter, and for this to pull back towards that trend line, it's most likely going to pull back towards the bottom of our box consolidation, right? So you can try to enter at the bottom of our box consolidation, in between like 215 and $2, right? And have a stop loss below $2. You can have a stop loss at $1.80, $1.90, whatever your own risk to reward ratio is. All right. And see if we're gonna bounce off of the trend line, right? If we break the major support level at $1.98 and we break the RSI bullish divergence trend line, well, that's a good indication for you to get out of your bullish plays, right? Because we're not having a bullish reaction to these patterns on the chart. But if we do get a bullish reaction, right, and we hold support, all right, and we start to see it move up and climb upwards, that could be a indicator for you to hold on to your position, that things are going in the correct direction, correct momentum. All right. Again, it's not financial advice I'm giving you guys, just trying to give you guys some tips, and some of the things that I'm looking at. All right. The next thing I want to show y'all is this very small gap up right here. Okay. Gaps are very, very important because these fill about 90 to 95% of the time historically in the stock market. It's a question of when, not so much a question of if, right? So gaps up to the upside, they're going to fill in a bullish cycle. All right. You have to ask yourself, are we currently in a bullish cycle, right? We're not. We know that we just got out of a downtrend, right? We just got out of a bearish cycle. We know that we're in our consolidation phase. And, we know that if we break out, there's a chance we could fill that gap up to 334. Okay. Now above there, we have an even larger gap. Okay. On the chart, all the way up to $12.15. So, that's a really key price level that I'm going to be watching and looking for as well, to see if we do get the gap fill up to $12 sometime in the future. Okay. I'm not saying this thing is going back up to $12 in the next month or so, but, you can look, maybe a year, maybe 3 years, 5 years down the line. This thing, next bull market cycle, we could see this thing back up to $12. All right. And now, if you don't believe me about the gaps filling 90 to 95% of the time, here's a great example. Okay. We have a gap from this candle to this candle. Okay. That's where the box comes from. Look at the big gap here that got filled. Okay. We have a big gap from this candlestick down to this candlestick. We extend it and we can see it got filled. Okay. Now, how long did that take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About a month. Okay. About 30 trading days. This thing did exactly what we're looking for the stock to do currently. Okay. It had its downtrend, right? Then it had its box consolidation and we bounced up and down in between these areas. Okay. And then we had the reversal to the upside. And that's when we got the gap fill. All right. So again, not saying that this is going to happen, but it's something you do want to watch for, right? Because, the stock market doesn't have to repeat every pattern, but it tends to repeat patterns. Okay, so you can spot potential patterns, potential reversal patterns. You can use things like bullish divergence. Okay, a strategy. Use all of these things combined together to really help yourself get an entry or an exit, whether it's a short-term position or it's a long-term hold. All right. So as I said, we're going to take a look into some of the fundamentals, a little bit about this. Okay. Nothing too deep. All right. But, you do need to do some research. Okay. Because during this bear market, it's life-changing opportunity to create wealth. And, the only way you're going to create wealth is if you choose correctly. Right. The easiest and safest and smartest thing would be to, dollar cost average into index funds in a retirement account that's tax advantage. But that's not why you guys are watching this video, right? You guys want to invest in individual stocks, whether it's short term, long term. So I want to encourage you guys to research. Okay, so Bax Vision, all right, they look to be a digital bridge connecting all sort of assets. All right, crypto is its most headline generating asset of the bunch, but they aim to handle things as diverse as fiat cash stocks, non-fungible tokens, and even hotel rewards points and airline miles. Right, that's something that's pretty revolutionary, right? I mean, 5-10 years ago, if you would have told somebody that you're looking to invest in a company, in a stock, right, because you think that the NFT marketplace is something with massive potential in the future, people would have looked at you crazy, right? But in 2022, it's not something uncommon to hear, right? Lots of people and companies want to get into these NFTs and marketplaces and crypto as a general. All right. So, that's their vision. We're taking one look there. All right. We can go ahead and over here and we can look at this article that was written in January 6, 2022. Super bullish article. Okay. It says this $2 billion digital asset platform could rise back to $20 within 4 months. It's now been 6 months and it has definitely not gone back up to $20. Okay. So, you have to read all of these things with a grain of salt when it comes to, these articles and really, try to read between the lines, ask yourself certain questions, like, why are they reading this? Why do they want me to read this? Right. What's their goal? What's their tactic, right? Maybe they're trying to get people to buy back in. Maybe they're trying to force people to sell. But you have to remember that, all of these news and media outlets globally, not just the US, they're owned by the major institutions. Okay. And they're owned by all these hedge funds. They're owned by these billionaire trillionaires, right? So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. Okay. So that was just a quick, thing to show you that, not all of these articles are going to be 100% right. They're not going to be able to, pinpoint everything. All right. So we can go over here and look at this one, a little bit more recent in May 4th, another super bullish article, the emergence of a crypto giant. The US is playing a key role in the global adoption of crypto economy, DeFi, blockchain, and digital assets, right? Bakkt is really, I think that they are positioned very well. Okay. And the main thing is that they are, ICE is their parent company, okay, the Intercontinental Exchange. All right, they own the New York Stock Exchange. All right, so when you want to talk about a company, that's a major factor and a major role. ICE is the parent company of Bakkt, right? So if you think that the people who own the New York Stock Exchange are smart and kind of think they know what they're doing, well, I believe they own about 68% of Bakkt. All right, BKKT Holdings. All right, so that's just something else to consider, and something a little bit more bullish. Yeah, look, so their parent company is the Intercontinental Exchange. It holds a 68% ownership of Bakkt and is also owner of the New York Stock Exchange. All right. So, you think about with cryptocurrency and regulation and all of that, who's positioned best, right, for the regulation that will inevitably come to cryptocurrency. They've positioned themselves very nicely, being owned by the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, right? So let's say, cryptocurrency gets added to the stock market, okay, and let's say it becomes like the 12th sector of the stock market. One of the ways it may happen is through Bax parent company. All right, so that's kind of where I'm going with it. All right. We can take a look here at the intrinsic value. Okay, if you go to alphaspread.com and you can look at their summary of it. One of the most famous investors of all time is Warren Buffett, right? And his method of investing is known as value investing. All right, what they do is they search through the books of all these companies, and they search for intrinsic value, and they want to find companies that are undervalued. Right, currently, via Alpha Spread's measurements, all right, Bakkt Holdings is undervalued by 33% with a base case scenario of 3.6 USD. All right. We'll go into it a little bit more and look at their profitability score. Very bad profitability score of 24. Their solvency is decent. It's at 54. Okay, not the best. But one of the main reasons that you've seen this stock get hurt so much and fall so much. All right, let's look at the weekly chart. This thing was freaking up at $50 and it's trading at $2 right now. So, that's, in my opinion, the major reason that this stock has been hurt and harmed so much on the price. All right, is because it's not profitable. This is not a stock market that's going to respect or give a crap about any companies that don't have good profitability. Okay, if it's a low profitability score, there's a good chance that stock dropped 60 to 90% this year. All right, and the reason for it is, again, this bear market is not going to respect unprofitable companies. Okay. We can look at their Wall Street price targets, okay, over the next 12 months. The lowest forecast, they have it at 3.03. That's a 26% upside. The average forecast is about 3.06, 28% upside. And the highest forecast is about 3.15, a 31% upside. So not major swings or anything like here. I mean, 3.03 to 3.15. It's not too much of a difference. I mean, it's a difference of 5% between their lowest and their highest. So, on safe, it would be safe to say that, via Wall Street analysts, BKKT stock could be at $3 to $3.15 over the next 12 months, right? So this is just some of the stuff that I want you guys to do and encourage everyone is to, really research, try to find some good companies that are undervalued, that you believe in, right? That you think is going to be dominant in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Because if you're able to choose correctly, again, it's opportunities for life-changing wealth. All right. The hardest part is choosing individual stocks. It's super risky and super hard compared to, doing index fund investing. So that's why I'm just trying to emphasize, don't go blindly buying into stuff. Try to do a little bit of research, try to figure out why the stock is down, see if it's undervalued, overvalued, things like that. All right. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And again, let me know what stock you want to see in the next video. All right. Just comment below. I do the viewer requests every single week. And I'm out.